is back deep. Beckman Sunderland will send it away. This is a series that goes all the way back to 1892. Michigan leads it, but the Badgers have won 2 of the last 3. And this went into the end zone for a touchback, so that will bring out Hunter Simmons. Simmons 7 of 9 for 70 yards and a touchdown against Maryland. That was his first action as a Badger after 3 seasons at Southern Illinois. Dylan Jones in the backfield. They'll give it to him on first down. He breaks it and picks up some very positive yardage. They'll give him 5 offensively for Wisconsin. 2nd and 5 at the 30-yard line. Jones remains in the game. Pekahuna in motion. Jones again with another hole, and he'll get close to that first down marker. And he may have it. Now they say he gets 4. Trey Pierce with the tackle defensively for Michigan.
Well, this defense has changed a little bit since the beginning of the season. Normally a middle linebacker, Jayshawn Barham, number 1, has moved down to the edge. They love their linebacker depth, but I tell you what, Jayshawn Barham, this guy can rush the passer. His get-off is exceptional. He's a game wrecker. He was in the backfield constantly against Nebraska. He's got 3 sacks.
Twitchy, violent, fast, and Wisconsin will pick up the first down with Dylan Jones.
Put him up.
And it's a 2-yard gain.
This is exactly what Wisconsin needs, is some good push from the interior of this offensive line, and they're able to get it on these defensive tackles and just get across that line to gain. One of the things that Luke Fickell was talking to us about this offense and some of their struggles that they've had, he lamented the fact that they've been constantly in long yardage situations and how they had to have success on first down in order to keep the quarterback in a good position.
First down and 10 at the 36. Simmons will throw it with time underneath. He's got his man, Chris Brooks. Brooks turns it up. Somebody lost a hat, and he picks up a first down in the process. A gain of 12.
Well, you're going to get a blitz from Michigan, which is going to leave the middle of the field vacated. And Simmons does a great job. He looks out to his outside, comes back, and he's right there with Chris Brooks. An easy completion and a good start here for this Wisconsin offense early in this game.
First down at the 48, opening series for Wisconsin. And second man through is Jones again. And Dylan Jones against Maryland, 6 carries, 20 yards from the 47. And again, off the right side, it's Jones. First down at the 38. Dupree in the backfield now. Simmons wants to throw underneath. Conservative toss, and it's caught. Lance Mason, his 15th grab of the season. And he'll get 7. Second down and 3 at the 31. Low snap handle around the corner. Pekahuna with some space, and another first down for the Badgers after he gets 5 and gets out of bounds. He may have the coolest name in college football. Trench Pekahuna.
That's exactly right.
First down and 10 at the 26. Dupree returns out of the eye. Here's a throw to the far side. Vinny Anthony turns it up, gets out of bounds inside the Michigan 10. That's a 17-yard gain.
Just takes a poor angle. Great run on the outside by Vinny Anthony. And again, another first down. Wisconsin right down the field on this Michigan defense here to open the game.
10th play of the drive that started at the Wisconsin 25 for Luke Fickell and the Badgers. First down and goal. Out of the offset eye. Jones straight ahead. Power running. Second down and goal at the 7-yard line. Jones picking its way forward. He'll pick up a couple. Gets to the 2. Jimmy Wolder with the tackle. Now a big third down and goal coming up. Third down goal at the 5. Simmons hands it off straight ahead. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Dylan Jones. Wow. Wisconsin marches it right down the field on their opening series. 12 plays, 75 yards.
How about our tackle right here? He's had a great series. Emerson Mandel, you got the tight end as well. That's Lance Mason. Terrific double team. And then the running back, you got to be your own blocker down at the goal line. Dylan Jones, he sees Ernest Hausman in the hole, and he's able to avoid and get to the goal line.
Nathaniel Vacos comes in to attempt the extra point. And it's good. 9 of those 12 plays for Wisconsin on the ground. So Andrew Marsh is back deep. Partner, tell me some more about this young man.
Well, I tell you, he's so talented, and one of the things I feel like the coaches are just wanting to let him rip it down the field. You know, I would expect some sort of big play here early.
First down and 10 of the 25. Underwood's going to throw it. Nobody home. Lets it go anyway. And incomplete. Pass interference coming up, though. Donovan McCulley, the intended receiver. Ricardo Holman in coverage.
They're calling the pass interference right now, and Underwood sees that it's covered. Good job by the defensive backs, but Ricardo Holman, allows Donovan McCulley to get behind him, and that's one of those where it's like the intentional overthrow or just the underthrow, excuse me. That always works out for the quarterback.
Yes,
because, again, how many times do we see those pass interference calls on those underthrown deep balls, and one happens right there? It's a first down and 15 yards for Michigan.
First down at the 40-yard line. Justice Haynes in the backfield. They'll give it to him for the first time. Jitterbugs gets around the corner, stays on his feet. Nice move as he'll get out of bounds.
Big days are ahead.
He's from Katy, Texas. Near side throw. Nicely done. And out of bounds. McCulley. First down at the 48. Motion. And here's a handoff. Haynes. Here he goes. Justice Haynes out of bounds at the Wisconsin 5. Austin Brown with the saving tackle.
I want you to watch my guy here, Max Bredesen. This guy is, I think, one of the best football players on this Michigan team. He comes in there as the fullback, and how many times we see on film, 44, make the block right there in a big run.
And the Wolverines will give it back to Haynes.
He's a threat as a blocker. He's that good at the point of attack.
Second down and goal at the 1. Haynes outside. How simple can it get? Touchdown, Michigan.
Jake Granera. And Granera gets out on the outside. They seal up the edge. Bredesen seals off the linebacker who's trying to scrape over the top. And Haynes just gives the peace sign because he's like, hey, ain't no one touching me to this corner.
Peace out. Dominic Zavada in for the extra point. And he, folks, is a weapon. And it's good. Vinny Anthony back deep, lets it go into the end zone. All right, first down and 10 at the 25. Here's a handoff. Jones cuts it back inside, bottled up this time. 1 yard gain. Second down and 9 at the 26. Play fake, near side throw, caught, but not a lot of room for Vinny Anthony. That's because Zeke Berry jumped on him.
Well, he didn't miss here, did he? Here's 10, Zeke Berry here on the outside. And he keeps outside leverage, and then he just runs through Vinny Anthony right when that ball arrives. And now Michigan's going to have an opportunity to put a little pressure on Danny O'Neal, who has come in at quarterback for Wisconsin. They started with Hunter Simpson, and now it's Danny O'Neal. To be honest, I don't know why they would do that. The first series was so good, unless something happened to Hunter Simmons.
Third down 5 at the 30. And they'll run it and pick up a first down with Jones. What a burst as he explodes for 16.
Well, one of the hallmarks of this defense is that you cannot create seams by running up the field. And watch these Michigan players. They're not building the run wall. They're separated and giving away gaps. Great job on the cut from Dylan Jones of finding the open space and getting through for that first down.
First down and 10 at the 46. Hunter Simmons back in at quarterback. He'll throw it. In trouble. Lets it go and short. had a lot of pressure. Derek Moore was in his face. They give it to him. And Dupree chopped down as he gets to the line of scrimmage. That's Jimmy Rolder again, and they're high on this kid. 3rd and 9 at the 47. Simmons sprints out of the pocket, looks backside, and that play broken up. Well done by the Michigan defense. So Wisconsin forced to punt it away from their own 33. Samaj Morgan is back deep. Lets it go over his head. And the ball will be down at the 1. Great special teams. Justice Haynes, the Alabama transfer, has been sensational to start this season. Some movement up front. Michigan says it's against Wisconsin. Wisconsin says it's against Michigan.
This is so smart from a young quarterback.
Offside. Defense, number 95. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That doesn't hurt you. You're already on the 2-yard line. But if you get 5 free yards, now it's 1st and 5 outside the 5. Great job.
1st and 5. He'll sprint out, trying to square his shoulders. Nice move after the cut. Ball on the ground. Let's see who has it. And it's a 1st down for Michigan. 1st down and 10 at the 14. Underwood to throw it. Steps up in the pocket under pressure, and that ball deflected at the line of scrimmage. And I believe it was the pressure by Darrell Peterson. Let's see if he got a hand on it.
I think he did. He comes from this defensive tackle spot right here, right up into the face of Underwood. He beats the left guard, and he's right there. And yes, he absolutely batted that ball down as Underwood was trying to get that ball over to his right side, had Donovan McCulley, but Peterson made a great play.
2nd down and 10 to the 14. Haynes, the single setback. Near side throw. Caught. Andrew Marsh. This is the kid they're excited about from Katy, Texas. He's a freshman. They say he's smooth, athletic, most talented receiver. And he got it from his mom, Eleanor. 3rd down and 1 at the 22. Haynes. I don't know. Wisconsin feels that they stopped him. Now that yellow line is the 1st down line. It's unofficial, but let's see. Let's see, did Michigan get it? This is close. And they'll give him the 1st down.
I wanted to see that index card. Remember, it's like, can he slide the index card in there?
Right.
You know, I thought that they got a bit of a generous spot there, to be honest, based on the replay. Barton did just such a good job getting into the bag. That's what Luke Fickell, I'm sure, is talking to the officials about right now. He was right down there, down the line on the far side. And they will take a look at this.
After review, the runner was short of the line to get. It'll be 4th down.
All right, great job by Ben Barton getting in there, that 330-pound frame. Tyrell Henry is the deep man at the 34. This one takes a bounce, and Henry will clear, and the ball will be down at the 30. A 47-yard punt. 1st down for Wisconsin at their own 29-yard line. Darian Dupree in the backfield as the pistol. They'll give it to him running. Looking for a hole, and he'll gain a yard, maybe 2. Stopped by Cole Sullivan. 2nd and 8 at the 31. Could be the last play of the quarter. Simmons guns one to the sideline. It's complete at the 35-yard line. A 4-yard pickup, Vinny Anthony.
I think that will do it for the 1st quarter.
Giacomelli in as the Wildcat quarterback. And he'll run it and doesn't fool anybody. He'll lose yardage on this play as they split Hunter Simmons out wide. Atticus Bertrams will punt it away from his own 20. Samaj Morgan is the deep man. Standing at the 23. left-footed punter. Very good. Out of bounds around the 20-yard line, 46-yard punt. First down at the 19 for the Wolverines. Underwood looking, goes through his progression, drops it off short. Jordan Marshall, who's having a great start to his season, the sophomore from Cincinnati. Second down and 2. Here's Marshall again with the carry, and he will not pick up the first down.
But there's a difference in the way that you pass the football. You got to change tempo, change pace, change touch in order to be a great passer.
Third down and 2. Underwood sidesteps, fires underneath, incomplete. This time, Max Bredesen just couldn't hold on to it, and the Wolverines will have to punt it away. Hollenbach from the 14, Tyrell Henry backpedaling. That ball in the sun, nicely done to make that catch at the 15-yard line.
The success for Wisconsin is because first down. Their first drive, 8 yards per play on first down. The last 2, only 1 yard per play on first down. Can they have success here?
So here we go from the 15, and Jones is ambushed by Derek Moore as he gets to the line of scrimmage.
You've got Dominic Nichols in there, number 33. They present such a problem.
Second down and 9 to the 16. Play action. Simmons lets it go, and he'll pick up the first. Nice throw, nice route. Vinny Anthony with an 11-yard reception.
Tell you what, Michigan is doing a lot of blitzing right now. When you blitz these linebackers, what does it do? It presents open areas over the middle of the field. Nobody there. No zone players in the middle of the field, and Wisconsin is taking advantage of that. Vinny Anthony does a great job sitting down, giving his chest to his quarterback, and it's an easy completion for Simmons for a first down.
Anthony already 4 catches for 36 yards. First and 10, Wisconsin. And Jones. He'll gain 3. From the 30. And another handoff for Jones, and Jayshawn Barham right there. Jones, the single setback with Hunter Simmons. Simmons to throw, checks it down. Jones with space. Can he get there? No. And he's corralled and finally brought down by Jaden Mangum. This one goes dead at the 40, takes a trickle, and will be down at the 35. Haynes in the backfield with Underwood. Bryce Underwood, quarterback run with space, gets to the corner, and is dragged down at the 40-yard line. Second down and 4 at the 40. Of course it will be Jalen Hurts.
Yes.
He wins everywhere he goes as soon as he gets there. Haynes. And Allegro there defensively after 3-yard pickup. Third down and 1 at the 43. Marshall. Tell you what, this is an aggressive Wisconsin defense. They're going to give him the first down, I believe. First down at the 45. Play fake. Underwood looking. Throws it. Sideline. Back shoulder. And it's caught. Oh, Andrew Marsh. They've been telling us about this kid from Texas. That's a 32-yard gain.
I mean, and this is very good coverage as well to fit this in there. This is Matthew Young in coverage, and Marsh goes back. Did he secure it and get that foot down? Michigan will go fast to try to avoid a replay, and they do.
First down at the 23, and it's Marshall between the tackles, and he'll get inside the 20, a 5-yard gain.
What an adjustment from Marsh. Really good throw from Bryce Underwood. In coverage, you go to the back shoulder, and he goes to the back shoulder. He goes up, locates that ball, secures it. That foot was down, and then he controls it through the process of going to the ground. And the coverage was fantastic. Just better execution from the young wide receiver.
6 feet tall, 190 pounds. Second and 5 at the 18. Underwood in trouble. Underwood gobbled up, and he'll be tackled for a big loss. Suggs. Underwood, quick throw, high, and and incomplete. Morgan the target. Hallman in coverage, and that will bring on the field goal unit. Got it up, and Pure. When is it going to snow? It's October.
Now. Easy now. I'm soft as Charmin there. I can't handle the snow.
We'll toughen you up here in Michigan. First down and 10 at the 25. Simmons, sideline, nice throw and a great catch. Wow, Vinny Anthony has been playing some terrific football to start this game. That's a gain of 7, his 5th catch. Darian Dupree, the pistol back. They give it to him. He hops through the hole and is met this time by Hillman. A 3 of 6 on 3rd down conversions. O'Neal hands it off, and Wisconsin will not get it. Great defense by the Wolverines. And this is the 4th straight punt for the Badgers. Bertram's from the 19. Morgan. And it goes out of bounds around the 25. First down and 10 from the 23. Underwood hands it off. Marshall trying to get around the corner. Not a lot. Second down and 8. From the 25. Underwood sideline throw and incomplete. Underwood so far 4 of 8, 55 yards. Third down and 8 at the 25. Underwood stepping up, dancing. Nice shake, dives forward, gets to the 32. Not enough for the first. He needed 8, he got 6. Holland back from the 16. Henry lets it take a bounce. And it will be downed inside the Wisconsin 30. 41-yard punt. First down and 10. And Simmons sideline. Nice catch. Lance Mason, his 15th catch of the season. That's a gain of 17. From the 44, first down. And they'll do the double reverse. Around the corner, Tyrell Henry. And he is tracked down at midfield, and it's a 5-yard gain. Jones. Derek Moore there again. 40 seconds left. Near side, that ball deflected. This time it's TJ Metcalf.
Depending on field position here, you could be pressing the ball down the field.
Bertram sends it away. Oh, what a beautiful punt with English. Downed at the 6. And underneath, incomplete. Morgan just couldn't keep his hands on the ball.
5th drop from Morgan, so certainly consistency-wise, he needs to improve.
Second down and 10 at the 6. This one goes out of the back of the end zone. The first and 10 of the 25 for the Wolverines. And they give it to Haynes straight ahead, and he carries some people with him. He'll cross the 30-yard line up to the 33. Allegro with the stop, but it's a gain of 6.
All right, this is what I love about Justice Haynes. Everyone's going to talk about these physical, or excuse me, the speed runs and the big runs, but this is what I love, physical. You've got to own that if you're a linebacker. That's
Tony Alford, the running backs coach. He's one of the best running backs coaches in all of college football. Underwood, nice sidearm throw. Woo! Now that was a whip. Andrew Marsh. Partner, I know it was a short throw, but man, he has some hot sauce on that one. 3 catches, 54 yards for the freshman. Here's another throw out wide. Morgan this time holds on, but he's corralled and almost taken down behind the line of scrimmage. The guy fights and he'll gain a yard.
and they need Marsh to really develop into a go-to guy. He and McCauley, I think, could be go-to guys for them.
Second down and 9. Underwood on the move. Ooh, what a throw. Great catch. Marsh again. This time he gets inside the 30. 26 yards.
Well, I love his patience on this. So the first read is this flat route to Haynes, and he's like, all right, I don't like that. There's defense there, and then you just climb. So anytime you're on the run as a quarterback outside, and certainly for here for Michigan, you read low to high, Gus. Number 1 is low, then you go high. So that's number 2 in the progression. He delivers it perfectly.
First down and 10 of the 29 now for the Wolverines. Opening series of the second half. They hand it off. Haynes bounces it outside, cuts it up. Nice piece of running, but there is a flag on the play.
In the backfield.
Holding, offense, number 44, 10-yard penalty, first down.
First penalty of the game for Michigan. Empty set for Underwood. Over the middle, caught on the move by Zach Marshall. They like the tight end room at Michigan. Second down and 9 to the 28. And this time Wisconsin was ready for Haynes as Mason Rieger. Underwood in trouble, breaks a tackle, squares his shoulders underneath, throws a dime. Morgan put it on the ground. And Michigan will hold on.
I tell you, this ball was bobbling all over the place. Here's that dip, the sidearm, and watch, Morgan's first going to bobble it right here. And he's able to corral it, then he spins forward, and the ball is definitely on the ground, and it bounces right back to him, and he's able to recover it.
And Haynes will lose 3 yards. Second down goal from the 12-yard line. Haynes gets through the hole, and he'll lead forward, picks up 3 inside the 10. Third down and goal at the 9. Underwood in the end zone, incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Marlon Klein. Well defended. Looks like Matthew Jung had him, and Michigan will be forced to kick a field goal. And he missed it. Not a good snap. The snap was low, and Luke Fickle will take it. First down and 10 of the 20-yard line for Wisconsin. Here's a handoff to Dylan Jones, who's had a fine game so far. Doesn't get much, though. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to say it's a 1-yard gain. Hunter Simmons eventually is going to have to let this ball fly. Second and 9 of the 21. Jones, the deep back, out of the eye. Play fake. Simmons rolling. Incomplete. Good pressure by the Wolverines. Hill. Simmons underneath and incomplete. Morgan, the deep man, as Bertram's has had a busy day, punting inside his own 10. Morgan to the sideline, and it's fair caught at the 37. Figure this thing out. Underwood back on the field to Haynes, and he gets clobbered by Rieger again. Second down and 13. Underwood underneath. He's got his man. It's Klein, the tight end. He'll dive forward. And Klein picks up 10.
I think he needs to be featured a little bit more. I think Klein is a weapon for them. That's just a little middle screen to the tight end. And then up and over and hurdles, and boy, that's always dangerous as he gets hit to the ground. Christian Allegro with the hit, number 0.
Underwood wants to run it. On the move, he throws it and incomplete. Klein the target once again. Austin Brown in coverage, and that Wisconsin defense turns back this Wolverine squad one more time. Hollenbach will punt it from the 30. Tyrell Henry, the deep man. Henry from the 5, and Henry will be taken down inside the 10. First down at the 10-yard line for the Badgers. Hunter Simmons has done a fine job in today at QB. Hands it off to Jones. He's stopped by Rolder, no gain. Second down and 10 at the 10-yard line. Simmons. And it's complete around the 15 to Vinny Anthony. And Yair Hill is there. 5-yard gain. Play clock down to 4. Simmons. Sideline. Oh, almost. Zeke Berry had a beat on that ball.
He almost picked that one off. Could have taken that one back to the house if he got his hands on it. Contact right there as they're both going for the ball. And Zeke Berry, he's done a heck of a job today.
Bertram's punting from his own 1. Morgan may get a shot at this one. And it takes a sideways bounce and goes out of bounds. First down at the 33. Underwood will throw it. Sideline toss. Incomplete. McCulley couldn't get a foot down. Hill covering for the Badgers.
Deani Hill tried to push him out. McCulley is able to get it. Oh, goodness. Is that left foot down? He's got control. They might need to take a look at that. I thought he pushed him out, but that left foot looks like it's in.
Looks like that the heel was definitely in.
And they will blow this dead and take a look at it.
First year at Michigan, former Indiana quarterback and wide receiver.
After further review, is a completed pass. First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
33-yard gain.
Man, that's great athleticism from McCulley.
Here's a fake reverse and a pass near sideline. Wisconsin ready for it, though. Not a big gain, 5 yards. Second and 5 at the Wisconsin 29-yard line. Haynes in the backfield. Underwood underneath, caught McCulley again with a burst, still running. McCulley to the end zone. Touchdown, Wolverines. 29 yards.
He's already decided to throw that football, and McCulley runs a beautiful route right past the face of the safety, Austin Brown, and then a beautiful move to the outside to get in the end zone. How's that for a feature wide receiver? Who are you looking for? Donovan McCulley.
Another low snap. This time handled. And it's back up. Sunderland will send it away. Vinny Anthony is the deep man. And Anthony from the 1. Crosses the 20 and gets up to the 24, but there is a flag on the play.
Holding. Receiving team number 13. 10-yard penalty. First down.
First down at the 13. Simmons. Oh, he's got his receiver at the 40. Vinny Anthony.
I've been telling you, these Michigan corners have been sitting on the routes. Nothing has been down the field, so it's a double move, an out and then an up. Zeke Berry bit on that out route, and then they've got space to go down the field. Good adjustment by Vinny Anthony. That ball just underthrown a bit.
Dupree in now at running back. He's the pistol. They give it to him over the right side with a lane. And wrestled down after a 4-yard gain. Second down and 6 after the 4-yard run at the 44. Dupree, single setback. Simmons, deep drop, lets it fly. He's got a man. Oh, picked up. Guess who? Ron Moore. He came flying across the field.
They talk about his instinct. Here's Rod Moore, deep middle of the field, and he's just going to read the eyes, see him float and float. The ball gets cut loose, and there he goes. Underthrown. Michigan maybe gets away with a little contact right there from Jair Hill. That certainly could have drawn a flag, but more was there. Luke Fickell is pointing up at the big screen right now, screaming at the officials, spitting at the officials, saying there was contact early, and I don't disagree.
First turnover of the game. Michigan with the football. First down, Haynes. And Curtis with the tackle. Will get one. Second down and 9 at the 18. Underwood, sideline. And caught by McCulley. Third down and 3 at the 24. Here's the delay. First down. And it's Haynes again. Look at him move. Justice Haynes picks up 23 yards. First down at the 47. Play fake. Underwood with time. Now Underwood under pressure. Underwood turns a corner. Oh! Bell dropped it. Second down and 10. They'll run it this time with Haynes. It'll get to midfield. Third down and 6 for the Wolverines. 17-7. Underwood looking over the middle. Caught. And it's McCulley again. First down at the 36. Underwood out wide. Morgan this time in space, and Morgan will pick up a few before being chopped down. Here's a reverse, and Morgan gets down the sideline. Wisconsin had a chance to make a play. Underwood sprints out on the move. That one high and incomplete. Fourth down and 2 at the 28. Wolverines going for it. Low snap. And Underwood jumps on it, but Wisconsin will get the football back at their own 31. Simmons off his back foot, and nobody home. He had a lot of pressure in his face. Williams, Payne. Young man from Uganda, played at Nebraska. Here's a handoff to Dupree. Wisconsin trying to convert a third down for the first time since 4:47 of the first quarter. Low snap. Simmons, and knocked down. Well done by Rob Moore again. No, make that Ernest Hausman.
Just drops back into coverage. Simmons wants that slant route, and Hausman is right there. I'm sure he's going to be thinking about that one tonight. He's like, oh my goodness, I could have picked that one off. You can tell he's jumping around after he batted that ball down.
So with 12:21 to play in the fourth, Wisconsin punting for the 8th time. Bertrams. Morgan from the 26 with the lane, cuts it up inside, and will go down close to the 40. Underwood into the flats. Morgan with a seam, and will pick up a first down. First down to the 49. Haynes with a chance to go over 100 yards. Haynes dives forward, picks up a first down. Allegro with the tackle. It's an 11-yard gain. 16 carries, 104 yards. First down. Haynes on the edge this time. Nice little juke. And he'll go down at the 30. Wow, 2nd and 2 at the 30. First down. And Coach Alford, what a great coach.
Yeah, it's okay to come in second in recruiting. He didn't get him over at Ohio State. When he moved here to Michigan, Haynes goes in the transfer portal. Guess who his first call was? Tony Alford.
Wow, wide open receiver at the 10. McCulley dives down at the 1. Wolverines now percolating on offense. 25-yard gain. First and goal. Wolverines want to play fast. Lining up from the 1.
There's that last pass. Putting a little touch on this one, and then McCauley is going to climb the ladder and go up high. We've seen him do that a couple of times. Turns and gets down inside the 2-yard line. Starting to increase.
Defense, number 0. Half the distance to go. First down.
First down and goal at the 1 for the Wolverines. Haynes, the deep man. They give it to Justice. And looks like a touchdown. And it is. Touchdown, Michigan. Justice Haynes does it again.
Haynes is going to get over here on the left side, and he's going to get hit right here. Kind of runs into Bredesen, but then the effort to get back to the right and stay behind his pads. The power to finish for the end zone. 23 now unanswered points for the Michigan Wolverines, and the answers in the second half. Outside, inside, power game. Touch with the ball on the outside. It's been very good.
Zapata with the extra point, and it's good. Here's Simmons rolling out. And is this a catch? Yes, it is. Vinny Anthony again. First down and 10 at the 41. And it's Kekahuna. Nice run after the catch as well. He gets 20.
Saw a little of this in that first drive, and now they're finally getting back to it. These short routes just right in the middle of the field. Kekahuna does a great job of not only stopping in that soft area of the zone, but immediately once he catches that ball, he gets himself upfield, gets the line to gain, and moves the chains.
First down and 10 at the 39. Hunter Simmons has been solid. Simmons. Nice throw, good catch. Vinny again. Simmons, 14 of 23, 158. He's thrown one pick. Here he is again. Out wide, and this time it's Tekel Crowdus with the reception. No gain. Third down and 4 at the 33. Simmons. Incomplete. Fourth down and 4 at the Michigan 33 for Wisconsin. Dylan Jones in the backfield. Hunter Simmons under pressure. Oh, what a catch. Grant Stack, give me that. A gain of 8 on fourth down and 4.
Pressure bearing down on Simmons right in the middle of that pocket. It was Derek Moore. That was an incredible catch. Just reaching out. Look at that. Give me that rock. Woo. I'll tell you what. That's the way to do it, big fella. Grant Steck with a great grab. And a sigh of relief from his head coach.
Chains keep moving for Wisconsin. Trips at the bottom of your screen. First down at the 26. They hand it off. Jones with space. And Jones will be taken down inside the Michigan 20. After a 7-yard gain, Mason Curtis with the tackle. Second and 3. Dupree. And he gets knocked backwards after crossing the line of scrimmage. Etta. Third down and 1 at the 17. Simmons. Sideline. Oh, a nice catch. This time it's Jackson Acker. He picked that one right up off the carpet. Gains 5 on 3rd and 1.
And he was basically backpedaling right here. He's backpedaling, and he's able to keep that ball off of the turf and grab that ball before Rolder can contact him and try to jar that one loose.
First down at the 12. And the handoff. Acker. Simmons. Dancing. underneath. Nice throw. And a catch made. Dupree. Lone setback.
False start. Offense. Number 73. 5-yard penalty. They're down.
Kerry Kadonko, the right guard 73. He's just trying to take off. He's clearly early.
Hunter Simmons trying to lead the Badgers into the end zone. Simmons looking in trouble. Got out. Derek Moore.
Moore has been all over the place today in the backfield. Looked like Rayshon Benny also in there with him, and Wisconsin will have to settle for a field goal.
So Nathaniel Vakos comes in to attempt a 39-yarder. First field goal attempt of the day. And it's good. Vakos. Here's your onside kick. It's tipped and recovered by the Wolverines. Channing Goodwin with the ball, and Michigan secures it. First down at the 43. And they'll hand it off to Marshall, who gets some between the tackles yards. Second down and 6 at the 39-yard line for Michigan. Here's Marshall trying to get outside and will not. Stood up and driven down. He will get back to the line of scrimmage. Underwood. Well, some trickery there. Wow. Marshall, first down.
I'm not going to call anything right now. Just ride this one out to a loss.
Michigan favored by 16 and a half. And out wide, it's Morgan. And he'll go out of bounds at the 25. Michigan, 6 plays of 23 or more yards today. McCulley has 3 of them. Here's another run. Marshall trying to get into that end zone, and he'll go down at the 5.
I'm surprised they're going faster. This is fascinating.
And a handoff. Marshall again. Michigan playing until the final whistle. 8 seconds to go, and that should be the last play of the game. And it is 24-10 the final. Sharon Moore returns, and his Wolverines defeat Wisconsin.